Hey everyone, thanks for coming in. Tonight we are doing an interview with Claude Dullier. Isn't that how you say it? Dullier?
It's spelt the same as your last name, Delier.
Yeah, that's how you say my last name. But there's a U instead of an E.
Yeah,
It's very
it's still
good.
it's still it's still pronounced Delier. So, but
Dullier. See,
yeah.
see, it's like we're cousins.
Well, I was mentioned that to somebody because when we originally my family come over here, there was a name change, and our name was spelled Del as in Delyea. So
Yeah, see, that's I got that from an ex-husband. Decided to keep it.
yeah,
It's a pretty cool name. I thought I'll go ahead and keep that.
yeah.
So anyway, I want to introduce you to Claude. Claude is what I call him. Hey, it's your boy Juan. How you doing? This is the one being interviewed. It looks like we're talking to him in prison, but I guarantee you we're not, right? Now, you're not like in prison with that gray wall, are you?
I can't. The door is locked. I can't get out. No, actually, the wall is white. It's just the lighting.
Oh, okay. And so to help me do the drone parts of the interview, because he knows a lot more than I do, we have Russell from droning about Northwest, and
Hi,
he'll be
Russell.
here as long as he can before his wife jerks him out with her little hook.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah. Thanks, Val. And also thank you for saying that I know a lot about drones, but yeah, we'll see. I
Oh,
mean, they have four propellers.
I've been watching you. You're very good with drones. Hey,
Thanks.
and then we have our own Canadian Drone Hub, Roger Martin, who is going to be doing the
And,
Whack Patrol tonight. And of course, all
and don't
y'all
forget
can do it.
his shirts.
But he's hey, but he's gonna. I see everyone in the chat, and I want to say hi to everyone. But so he's going to be doing that, and he has a Rodney Bell. Is that right? Which do you have on? What did I say?
It's a drone T-shirt he has.
Oh, what kind of
Our
T-shirt do
shirt.
you have on, Roger? I'm talking to you.
Me? Oh, I got Badugas.
Oh, Paducah, and then we have, of course, the Canadian Drone Hub.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what to say to Russell, so I'm just backing off his picture.
Oh, my shirt? My
Yeah.
shirt is actually a local brewing company here.
So it's a beer droning shirt.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
It's what you're not supposed to be doing together. He's
No,
just
you're
out there
not.
warning people, don't do this, you fly.
The FAA don't like it either. So
No.
So I want to say hi to everyone. James Ward, Jim Crinnan's in the house, Grumpy Vlogger, Phantom Hodges Drone. Let's see, Mr. Doughboy, hey. And I already said, did I already say James Ward? Oh, Juneau County Droner, which is our own Robert Stanton. Let's see, Rick Halber, it's your boy Juan. Let's see. I'm looking. If I miss anyone, no, I'm not doing that on purpose. Hey guys, if you get a chance, if you could hit the like, it'd mean a lot to me. Kind of counters all that other fun action going on. Hey Jerry Calvary, how you doing? Calverly. Am I saying that
and
right?
besides, I paid good money. I paid good money for this. So
Oh. Did you?
well,
Yeah,
I
because
the
I
checks
don't
in the mail.
remember receiving it. No, I want my 25 cents I get from that. We'll have to look. Hey, Paul Murray's in the house. Very nice. So I'm gonna start a little bit with Claude's pre-life before addiction, and then and then we'll talk about his addiction problem with drones. I
Oh,
didn't want to run
okay.
that you were heading outside and hit a few. Hey Mars, how you doing, darling? So nice to see you. Steve Carpenter, hey. Love Ed. I got so many questions for you. Oh, but it's not your interview, so I'll just go back to Claude. I have electrical things. So, so Claude, talk to me about where you were born.
I was actually born in Michigan uh, in 1956, to be exact. I was born. I'm a country boy. I was born on a farm. My parents were renting a small farm, and believe it or not, our landlord that we were renting it from, he's 93 years old. He's still alive. The farm
Wow.
is long since gone and been torn down, but he is still there. I went out to see one day, and I was actually shocked that he was still around. So it
Oh,
was pretty.
wow. It must be the country air.
It is. His wife has long since passed away, and he remarried. But yeah, he was still a spry because I went and he looked at me a minute, and then he made realize that he offers his hand. I said, Bill, his name's Bill DeLue, and I said, no, we don't shake. I said, I gave him a big old bear hug because I known him since a little
Nice.
kid. So he's known me since I was small, and he's still around. That's amazing. So, but
That is really amazing. So so where did you grow up your whole life then in Michigan?
I did. My family, they come from Canada area, so I
Canada?
yep. And so I grew up here and was raised here.
Oh, wow.
So
So tell me, what did you like doing when you were younger?
well, when I was from 8 years old on, I worked. Uh, I my dad was in the boating industry. He was a boat mechanic, and I used to when I wasn't in school, I'd ride my bicycle to hit to the work, and I would watch him and sweep floors. Then when at 13, they said, "Well, my dad gave me a boat motor, and I rebuilt my first boat motor at 13." So
Wow.
I when all my buddies were out on spring break in school, I was working. So I made $20 a week is what the owner of the marina would pay me just to watch my dad sweep floors. And at 13, I did go to Mercury Outboard School. I did go to an actual school at 13. So
Wow.
I did that for 54 years. Then I decided I had enough. So
Up to 54 years.
yeah,
Hey, really quick, novice quads in the house. We also have Phantom 101. We have Fly Natural. We have, I think that's who's come in. And if I'm missing anyone, oh, and I just have to say, Novice and Phantom, I tried to get into your live stream, but I was still working and I had to race home just to hit my own stream on time. So I will catch you next week for sure because I normally never work on Sundays. So I will catch you. I promise you. I will catch you. Okay, sorry, Claude.
that's
I
fine.
just I felt bad because I know they always come in and support. Hey,
I
Metro
stopped in.
James,
I stopped in and seen him for a few minutes too. So
is you? Oh, good, because we all
yeah.
need to go in and because they're doing a lot of cool things in New York. So where did your love of flying come from?
I mean, planes.
Yeah, yeah, let's start with planes. Because I
Well,
think you were
si-
flying planes before you're flying drones, right?
right. No, it was planes. 16 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do it, and went and did all the classes and schooling for it, and got my license. And then at oh, about 8 years, I finally got a plane. So
Hold on just a minute. I'm going to close my
okay,
door. Russ, can you ask a question real quick? I have to close my door for my animals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So now, what do you own your own plane right now?
yes, I do. I have
What
a Cessna 310.
310. And what is the farthest that that plane will fly? And I know there it's just dependent on weather and wind and all that stuff. But what's your average distance, I guess, that's
You can
listed
go
for
from
that?
I live in Michigan. You go from Michigan to Texas, no trouble.
Oh wow.
Michigan to Idaho to pick up Russ and the baby and Ashley, and then come down here to Boise would be nothing.
Not really. Yeah, it's about a 8 9 hour flight.
It is.
Yeah.
Now let's be serious, Val. You don't want him to pick me up. You just want him to kidnap Ashley and the baby and bring them down.
But that's true. I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to say, hey, you know
And
what?
actually, you can see the scary part of me. I took this picture when I was in a plane.
Why do
Oh,
they all look like mug shots?
he's
Yep,
concentrating,
that's
Val.
Oh, oh.
that's
Well,
what it
I
looks
guess
like.
looking serious is a good is good. I guess you should look.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
But
So where did that love of flying come from? You were in the service or no?
no, never was. I just had a friend brought it up one day and he wanted to do it. And I just said, well, at the time it's not as expensive as it is now. And I talked to him about it and he says, well, why don't you do it with me? So I just said, okay, let's do it. So that's what I did. And, and since then I've obviously, that's 2 planes ago, but, I still enjoy it. It's
So
very expensive though.
it is. That's when my father finally gave up his plane. Was because of the
But
expense. Because
well,
he
time you
wanted
buy the plane, you
to.
buy all this stuff to do go. It's a good chunk of money, but I'm doing okay with it and I enjoy doing it. So that's why I keep doing it. So
Hey, Claude, can you put your volume up
yeah,
just a little bit?
And then type
sure.
in the stream.
Yeah, let's see here.
You can
Let me
put
see here.
I now
I could probably get my mic a little
check out your channel.
closer to me too. Yeah.
Hey Arco.
Let's see. Where's my? Oh, right there it is. Is that better?
It sounds a
Is
little
that
bit.
better?
Yeah, to me it is. I don't know.
Yeah. I gotta
So
turn it down. It's blasting.
can you write hi in the stream?
Oh, I'm posting his channel from time to time, so you
Okay.
guys can just talk.
I appreciate Russ, you're so good. I miss you, Roger. But you could have posted. No, I'm teasing. I don't want my money, my nickel a show to go away from Roger. Sorry, Roger.
But
So how often do you fly?
twice a month right now. Because the way the weather is, we just don't do it. But it's at least twice a month. I'll go up and we go wherever. What am I trying to say?
Hi, Ricky Depp.
Yeah, it's like yeah, I do that. Believe it or not, there's a certain number of hours that you got to fly anyway. So
Really? I did not know that. Is that just to keep your pilot's license or something, or?
Well, you got annuals on the plane and stuff like that, so you got to get
Gotcha.
your hours in so you can get all that done. Not
Okay.
waste your money per se.
So my question to you, Claude, is then how much in the summer and in the spring do you fly? Is it still just twice a month because the expense?
About every weekend.
Is it?
I may go. Yeah, I may go every weekend. It really, like I say, it depends on weather, but typically, if we're going up north, I mean, there's areas up there I can take it and park it. So I may take it up there for we have friends that go up there. They take them up on it and all that. So
So,
it just gets used.
so you said we. Who's the we?
My wife,
Ah, how long have you guys been married?
39 years.
Is she the reason you're locked in that room right now?
I don't.
Yes, it is. I called her. I said, lock the door. You're not letting him out.
Well, I told her I was going to be on here, and I don't want. She's watching TV, and I don't want to bother her. So
Oh,
she works hard. So as it was today, I had to take my Jeep in and drop it off the body shop because it got damaged during our bad storms here to get body work done to it. So I'm going to take her to work tomorrow, then take her car to go to work.
So does your wife enjoy the plane?
Not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So when you go and fly and you leave from your local airport, which I'm assuming you probably have a hangar rented out at or whatever,
Right.
and you land at, let's say, another airport, is there fees for landing at those airports?
No,
Okay.
somebody asked me that. There's no fees other than you got to do basically, like when I take off here, you tell them where you're going. Then when you get there and you want to to go someplace else, you got to fill your flight log out and let them know, so they know you're going someplace else, and then they connect you accordingly. So
Gotcha.
they always know where you're at. Put it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
But
was going to ask you about that, because one thing I noticed about planes is my dad was divorced from my mom when I was 17, and he was flying before then. And I don't think she ever once went up with him.
right,
And I know Peggy didn't go up, and they've been married like 5 years, I think. Well, more than that probably by now. And I don't think she ever went up, but she had to go on that boat every weekend because my dad loved boats. And there were times where she was like,
well,
I just want to stay home.
that's like me. I've worked on boats, been around boats all my life. I actually had a captain's license for a while to transfer yachts around, and I did that. But I'm not a boater. I don't want a cottage on a lake. I don't have anything else. Our place up north is the middle of the Manistee, what they call the Manistee National Forest. So we don't have. I'm not on water. I don't have boats. I don't. I'm done with that part of my life. I don't want to even work on them. So
So Ed says,
around them. So
I
it's
have
like
new
being in.
hours in a Cessna 172. That's I love my drones. So he's also a flyer. So why
Yeah,
aren't we been seeing you like in person since you can fly?
because how long have I been on here now?
Years.
Well, 5 years, but it's probably the last within the last year I got to know you, Roger, and everybody else. So
Hey, drones.
and Paul, so
Yeah, and I'm just saying that now, Russ and I are expecting to see some of you guys if you're all flying. So did you have your 107, right?
yes, yeah,
Did you find it easier because you're a pilot to get that?
yes. There's only 40 questions you got to answer because
Huh?
it's the other part of it. The other part of it is based on the plane. So you only got 40 questions. You tell me, and it's really easy to get it. So it's
Yeah,
harder to get.
you're a pilot, and so you know how to tack down a whatever.
Like like Class B airspace and all that. It starts at 1,200 feet and all that. So all that stuff. But yeah, it's really easy to get it once you have that part of it. But not everybody wants to do the other part. So
Yeah.
because
So you,
basically, go ahead.
I, I'm saying you wanted to do the other part. I mean,
Well, yeah. Well,
you're
yeah.
all about flying right now.
What's that?
Said you're all about flying right now.
Oh yeah,
You
everything.
fly Cessna, you fly drones. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
you're just
Well,
yeah.
also, I like riding bicycles. I'm a runner. I like camping, hiking. Our campers now is a house, but I like hiking in the woods. I'm not a hunter, anything like that, but I like doing all the. I'm an outdoor person, and typically in the summertime, like up north, I'm hardly
Okay,
ever in
I'm
the
just
house.
going to
So
say what's on my mind, and then everyone can get mad at me. Claude, I would never guess that in a million years. Unless I looked at some of your YouTube stuff, I'd never guess it. You were so laid back, and you talk very, this is where I'm at. And I would have never guessed you're going to
yeah,
pop up, go for a run, jump on a bike, maybe go for a hike up in the mountains. I mean, that you don't
yeah.
personify that.
Well, I'll leave my doorstep here and get on a bike, and I'll ride to Rockford, Michigan, which is 26 miles. And I'll ride up there and I'll hang out at the dam, which I got videos on here that I took from there with the
Yeah.
drone. Then I ride my bike back home, and I'll do that sometimes twice a day, in 2 days. I'll go do it twice. You know, once up, once back, and then do it the next day again. So, oh yeah, I've always had bikes. I've had when I was younger, I did mountain biking. I have a fat tire bike, which is you've got access to my Facebook. You've probably seen the little videos I take of them.
Those
And
tires are cool.
yeah, and I have a fat tire bike. I like riding that. I start out the season with that because you can ride a fat tire bike that gets you back in shape.
Yeah,
So
it does.
I ride the fat tire bike, and then when I want to go to Rockford, I'll ride a road bike up there. So.
So do you fish at all, Claude? I know you said you don't hunt. Do you do any fishing?
I have too much going on. I've had a license in 15 years. I ain't saying I don't like to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to cutting the fish head off and cleaning them out and all that. It don't bother me. But I just had so much going on. I just probably as I get to that point where I'm saying I'm done working completely, then I will probably get more into stuff like that.
Nice.
But right now, I just got some. You get so much going on, it's like here we're taking care of 2 houses and then all the other things that are in play. So I usually have even working on a part-time basis now. That's all I do. I'm still really busy. So
Yeah.
Well, I had no idea but you are. I love to run. I haven't done it, I will say, in a couple years. But yeah, I was doing it. I was an everyday runner for a very long time.
yeah,
So you said
these
something,
th-
huh?
I don't know if you can see these
Yeah.
here. You saw these earlier. These are my 2 ribbons, and this was my ribbon I got after my major car accident, and I come in 7 out of 11 people in my age group, and I got this ribbon, this medal. So
So
Wow.
can you talk to me a little about your car accident? What happened?
I sure can. This happened January the 8th, a year ago of this January. I was driving a deliver. I work for Enterprise Holdings. I deliver cars all over the state and trucks wherever they need them to. If they're sold or rented out, we may take cars up to UP or whatever. Now I was taking an old Chevy Colorado pickup to Onaway, Michigan, to drop it off, and when because they bought it, well, I was going up there, and I actually slowed down because I was doing. I was waiting for other people to catch up with me, and I was doing like 60 miles an hour. Well, the truck hit black ice. When it hit the black ice, the truck made a 90-degree turn. It hit a snowbank, and I thought, well, I saw the snow coming. I said, it's just going to hit it and it's going to stop. Well, it launched it basically. The truck went in the air, and when it was in the air, it rolled to the driver's side. It hit on the fender, and in between rolls, it was 10 feet in the air. It did it 3.5 times. Uh, the accident happened, and sometimes it's hard talking about it. I'm sorry.
No, no,
The
no,
accident
I
happened.
would tell you it would be very hard.
Yeah,
It
yeah. The
actually,
accident happened. I don't know if you can see it. That's me laying in the hospital
yeah,
bed.
Oh,
okay.
And
That was silly.
and they basically my heart. Uh, the other part of the accident was I crawled out of the truck. When I crawled out of the truck, I was going around picking up my stuff, and I had this. I heard this voice, and this gal says, "I'm a nurse. You can't be doing that." And right there's the truck upside down,
Hmm.
and
wow.
the nurse says, "Well, you can't be doing this." So she comes down the hillside to be with me, and she stayed right there, and she says, "I'm going to pick up your stuff. I want you to stand here." And she turned around and she supported my neck. Well, the end result was she stayed with me till the ambulance got there, and she walked with me up. She supported my head, and they put me in the ambulance. The end result was she got an award for saving my life. That's
That's
that little
awesome.
gal. That's that little gal right there. And I tell everybody it's not too often you meet your guardian angel.
Yep.
That's right.
And right there's the ceremony. Right there's where she got her award, and she basically got a scholarship for it. So I've always been in contact with her since the accident. She's on my Facebook and stuff like that. But she took care of me when they wheeled me from the ambulance into the hospital. She was there, and I pointed at her and I said, "She's my nurse." and she was my nurse until they had to transfer me because my heart was in what they call AFib. It was beating at
Mhm.
230 beats a minute, and my blood pressure was 30 over something. So it was so low that the alarms were going off.
Oof.
Well, they were going back and forth with the cardiologist here in Grand Rapids, and they said, "Well, we don't know, we can't handle you here. We got to transfer you." So they put me in an ambulance, brought me to Grand Rapids, and the cardiologist, checked me over, and he says, "Well, what we're going to end, we're not going to give you nothing to eat or drink. I've already went since 10:30 that morning up, no drinks, no eats or nothing." And he says, because if you have an option, we can chemically defibrillate your heart, or we can electronically with the use of paddles.
Oh,
And
oh,
he says, I would suggest let's try the chemical defibrillation. If that doesn't work, then we're going to have to put you under and defibrillate you. Well, they got me in a room about 9 o'clock that night. My wife had went home. I had IV, and they put something in my IV and gave me 2 pills anyway. And I woke up about 1:30, holding my chest, going like this. My heart had stabilized, and the nurse saw that I was awake. She come in because they had a camera on me. She come in and she says, "Well, we want to run an EKG strip." And they ran a strip on me, and then she says, "Well, who's going to take you home tomorrow?" I looked at her kind of funny, like, "What do you mean?" And she says, "Well, you're going to go home tomorrow." I said, "Probably my wife will." So my wife shows up 8 o'clock, and we're looking at the breakfast menu at the hospital. They come in and they says, "Well, we're gonna get your discharge ready. You can go home. You go back to work, and you can drive and everything." Just like that, it was over and done with. But I went,
Wow.
I
God.
went, I went from my wife sitting there and the alarms are sounding and seeing my blood pressure is too low and all that, to next morning I went home. But the cardiologist did tell me, I want you to go home and I want you to take the rest of the week off. So I come home, I slept 18 hours straight.
Oh,
So like I tell everybody, it's her name is Brandy Smith anyway, that nurse, and she's she pops up. I posted on Facebook, and she actually replied to me a little while a bit ago. But so
Nice.
I stay in contact. She actually works here in Grand Rapids now. She changed from that hospital. She went to the Michigan Pain Center. So
hmm.
it was pretty cool.
Right. Oh my gosh. Really quick. Rick Halber. Dewey does it. Hey, Dewey. Centroid's in the house. I did say Rick, of course. Let's see. Yeah, we haven't seen Dewey in a long time. Huh, Roger? I'm so happy to see you here. So if I mean, I can't even imagine what your wife was going through with that. I mean, I can't even imagine.
Well, she was sitting next to me in the bed. You saw me with the picture of the neck brace and all that. That gal with her back to me is Brandy. That's that nurse anyway. But she's sitting next to me, and I could you could see I could hear the EKG or the monitor going, and all of a sudden you go beep beep, and it would sound, and my wife would look up and says, "That ain't good." That's all she could say.
Right?
Yeah.
And well, they finally admitted. They said, "We can't handle you here. We got to transfer you." So which really was great, not about the accident, but where I worked at, they paid 100% of all my bills. It was $27,000.
Oh my gosh.
After insurance?
No, that's with
Oh,
everything.
okay.
That was the ambulance. One ambulance ride from Reed City up to Grand Rapids, which is about an hour and a half ride, was $1,500
Man.
just for the ambulance ride. So they paid all of it. Uh,
So
so
I'm going
that's
to ask a question. So how did that change your life?
prior to that. I used to be, I don't know, a very impatient person. Sometimes I'd even get belligerent with people. And after that, you realize that at the end of the day, that none of that matters. And you reevaluate your life, and you say, well, I want to do something different in my life. It's like my dad didn't have he was busy, but he didn't have a really good life. And I decided I got to change my life around. So that's what I did. I treat people the way I'd want to be treated. I respect people more. Uh, I keep my attitude to myself now, and I'm getting away from all that. And that's the way I like to have it be. Like at the end of the day, there's more to life, and squabbles at work, or you want to basically, I don't know how to say it, but at the end of the day, I just want to. Well, put it this way: when I finally go, I want to have people say he was a great guy, and I'll be surely missed, rather than he was a jerk and an a-hole, and I don't want. I'm glad he's gone. I don't want that. So that's how it changed my life.
See, and I would never, from your very, well, like I said, you seem laid back, very, calm. I would have never got that you were kind of a.
Oh yeah, I used to be a some guy. Well, a good example. I worked at the marina, and a guy come out there, and he was just being funny. I was driving a high-low, and he jumped up on the thing to scare me, which he shouldn't have done. I shut the high-low off, and I got over and I yelled and yelled at him, and the boss come out there and said, "What's going on?" and all that. Where an average person would have just said, "Just don't do that no more." I got off the high-low and about knocked him down. So that's the way I used to be. So
So you lost a great deal of weight too, right?
yes, I was 222 pounds, and after that, I started doing this running and that, because we got good friends that like to do it, and I started doing that. And in the summertime, I'm more active. Like I say, I ride my bikes and all that, so I do a lot of that. So then I tend to watch what I eat in the summertime, and you lose a lot of your weight that way. So
I guess you sound extremely active. So I'm hoping we're still going to see you in the summer. Just you seem to be all over the place. But
oh,
that's
I get all over. You never know where I'll show up.
so 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 you lost all that weight. Did you start running after the accident?
Yes, that's when I decided I got to change my life around, and I said I got to get more active. I got to do this, and it's like I tell everybody, my wife likes to walk. I said, well, I used to sit there in the living room with a can of pop in one hand and a dish of ice cream sitting on my stomach, and she's walking out the door, and I said, that ain't right. And I started walking with her. So that's what actually started me. We walked like 3 miles a day, so in the summertime. So I just started doing that with her too. Then before you know it, the weight starts going away. So that's what my doctor told me too. She says, I want you to exercise these 30 minutes a day. So, oh, I do more than that. So,
Yeah, I guess. I guess. So you are just really fascinating, Claude. I had no idea. I had no idea. You never say anything.
oh yeah, you know, it ain't about putting on airs. It's about just being yourself, and that's the way I've always been. It's like my videos on YouTube. They're just natural. Whatever I decide to put up there, I put up. I have editing software in here, and a lot of times I'm just too dang lazy to do it. But I just put them up there, and that's what you see is what I shot that day with mistakes and all. So, I started my channel out. The first video is still there. I was driving my golf cart around holding a cheap little handy cam, shaking and everything else. That was my first video I ever posted. So
Oh wow. I'm gonna say, yeah, putting on airs isn't all it's cracked up to be. We're products of our environment, right? How we were
exactly.
raised, where we were raised, and then by the things that, yeah, I used to always tell the little kids I had on probation in diversion programs, life turns on a dime. You don't know when that dime's going to turn. You never know what's
You
going to
don't.
happen in your life that will change your whole direction.
It will too. I mean, I tell everybody. I said when I went through. Anybody can. It could happen to anybody. You think you can do anything in the world, and that's you can go right out and do all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't work that way. Something's gonna bite you. And plus, my dad was health wasn't all that good, so I tried to do things a lot different than my dad did too. So my dad at my age already had a couple strokes, and he was borderline on being a diabetic and all that. So
Yeah, diabetes sucks. say. I will say for all of us diabetics, it just sucks. But I want to say it does suck as bad as some things that go on.
Well,
So many people, I mean, even with your exit, have it so much worse and they don't come back from it. You know what I mean?
right.
The bounce back just doesn't happen for them. So why do you think it happened for you?
Well, I don't tell many people this. I don't bring it up too much because I don't really like to, you know, talk religion and stuff. But somebody asked me, I'll tell them when I was laying in that bed and the alarm went off,
Mm.
and my wife said, "That doesn't look good." I closed my eyes and said a little prayer. I said, "If you get me through this, I'll change my life around." And that's what I've done. I kept my word. So,
There you go.
that's an important thing to me.
Well, I'm going to tell
Believe it or not,
you.
believe it or not, you look at that guy
Oh my
right.
God, look at that.
That's me. That guy ahead of me is my good friend right there. That's Scott. But that's me. If you actually look at the picture on Facebook, I'm running so fast, my feet are not on the ground in that picture.
No, they aren't. Look at those nice legs. That's one thing about runners. You get good legs. My legs are hell right now, but when I start running again, they'll be good.
Now, Claude, were you looking for something to throw at him so you could be first?
Yeah.
The deal was when we ran the whole thing together, and we said, well, we're going to cross the line together. Well, we ran into the park almost to the finish line. I said, I'm just going to go for it. Well, he took it that I was going to go for it. He was going to go for it too. So he got ahead of me, but he's a lot younger than I am. He's like 56 years old, and I'm 62. So I had to give it to him. So
what you should have said is, "Wow, look, a $20 bill."
and
I tried
and
that with
I know it ain't pretty. I know it ain't pretty, but I got a dent right there in my leg.
no,
When I was young, in 2006, I was riding a dirt bike and I was hit by a minivan. My leg was broken 3 places.
Jeez.
And I spent 4 days in the hospital, and they said, well, we want to keep you next day. I said, no, you're not, because my son's graduating high school the next day.
no.
They said, well, I tell you what, we'll let you go home, but you got to get a wheelchair that supports your foot, keep it out, because I had a cast on. I said, okay. So my wife went out, got me this fancy wheelchair. She takes me to the high school where my son's graduating. Well, there's a slope. Well, I was still on at the time Viking. I was still on Vicodin.
Hey, Michael
So
McReynolds.
I I'm on this chair and it starts to roll, and I figure she's pushing me. And I'm going by the school looking at it, doing the Benny Hill thing, and all I hear is hear feet slapping behind me. My wife's running after me to catch me. I come within 4 feet of hitting the freaking school with my bad leg.
Oh.
Oh my God.
But it took me 20 weeks to be able to walk on my leg again. So it was my Benny Hill moment. I tell everybody.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I know my aunt had the same story. She's long since passed, but she was pushing my Uncle Don, and he was in the wheelchair, and she turned around, and all of a sudden he was heading to the water. He couldn't stop it.
Well, on my wife's got the pictures around here. It's like the graduation out after the ceremony. We're out in the parking lot, and I'm sitting there in a wheelchair, and her teachers are all coming up around us, and I'm sitting there going, because I was on freaking pain meds, they hadn't wore off yet. But
Everything's moving.
I'm going, wow, I'm going really fast here. And I look, there's all the students were standing there in the doorway waiting to go get in. And they're sitting there watching me as I'm rolling by and going,
I'm sorry, just imagine you just relax and that was
I'm just going, wow, dude.
See, now if it was today, you just like drop like the kid slang and you're like, YOLO.
I was too doped up yet. Well, I just got off released in the hospital, and I just got me off morphine, and then they gave me some at the time Vicodins to dull the pain from my leg, and I had a couple of them before I left, so I still had a little bit of everything still in my system. So
Oh, I tell you, Claude. I just couldn't. I just wouldn't even know what to think if I looked up and all of a sudden just saw you whizzing past with your wife drunk by.
Oh, that chair was probably going 15 miles an hour.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my
I'm
god!
not going to lie, Claude. I would probably laugh. I would definitely be laughing. And then,
Oh.
after I saw that you were in pain, then I would be like, oh,
We
God.
feel bad. We feel
But-
bad. We really would. Claude. We feel
But
bad.
while you're moving, I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
Hell, I didn't care.
Yeah.
My wife did.
Yeah.
I could hear her feet going,
So
running
did
behind me.
you get any footage of it? Because Ed wants to know. We would like to put it on.
No, we didn't get any footage. My wife was the only one there. My son was already inside, and she was busy chasing me around.
So you have broken bones. You've almost caused death of yourself. You got
Right.
in an accident.
Yep.
Um,
And I even on my hand here, right there's a scar from a skin tear. That's from the car accident too. So
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you, when I was working up in Boyce County, we get so much snow because it was in the mountains. We get these big snow banks. And that's the only thing that made me feel safe about going in snow because I always thought there's no way I'd go over it. I didn't realize you could launch yourself.
yeah, I hit the berm, and the truck just Dukes of Hazard comes into play. They hit the bump, and it just went up. When it went up, it turned like this, and next thing you know,
Yeah, I had no idea because I drove so fast in those mountains thinking that I'd just bounce off the walls of the.
well, put it this way,
I think.
my hands were I actually bent the steering wheel in the truck with my hands, and they were so swelled up. The doctor thought that maybe I put my hands through the windshield.
Oh.
So
Oh, God.
some
Grumpy Vlogger's going, and you fly.
yeah.
Oh my
Well, that ain't the only thing I've done. That ain't the only thing I've done. I got a video. I got to do this too.
No.
I don't know if you can see it. It's a race boat.
Ah.
And I was running on a river where I run my drones at, and for a friend of mine, he went. I used to work on boats, so he says take the boat out. Well, actually, that's me inside of it, sitting there, getting ready to go in the water. And I did 96 miles an hour on the river with it. So.
Oh, that is fast on a boat. That is fast on a boat.
Yeah, but and for the record, this is my wife in that doing that run.
Oh, nice.
So she does it too.
So your wife's name is
Von, VON.
VON, Vaughn. Hi, Vaughn. Maybe she'll see you later.
Yeah.
I think it makes a difference, doesn't it, when you have a partner that will do the things that you like doing?
Yeah. You know, what I figured out in 39 years is I still screw up. Right? Any guy that says he doesn't, he's lying. I still screw up, but you get used to somebody in the house. My wife, whether you're talking or not all day, you look over there and there she is. Like going up north, there's weekends I've went up there and she's had things going on. She didn't go up, and I go up there and first thing I do is look for the chair she's sitting in. So you look over there and there she is. Like going up north, there's weekends I've went up there and she's had things going on. She didn't go up, and I go up there and first thing I do is look for the chair she's sitting in. So yeah, somebody's got something going. But there you go. You can see that picture.
Hold on. I'm going to click on it because there's some handsome dude on it sitting holding a baby.
That is me. That is me.
Oh my God.
I had hair down to my shoulders.
Oh my God.
That's back in my roadie days, or what you call it. Then right here, this is our engagement picture. That's
Excellent.
me and my wife.
Oh, she's beautiful.
So you were a roadie for a while. What bands did you work around?
A well-known one. He's retiring this year, actually. He's on tour right now. You might know him as Seeger.
Oh yeah,
Bob Seeger.
Rob Seeger?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I did that. I did that for 2 years, so
Wow.
it was fun. It wasn't. They had its good points and bad points. So
I
that
guess.
was before my accident. Uh, yeah, you hardly ever slept, so you're always you're there. You're in a bus. You're there. You're in a bus. So
Thank you,
do it
Fire.
for 2 years, and that's about enough. So
Roger, did you see my message? Oh my gosh, he's sleeping. Are you sleeping, Roger?
No, he's not sleeping.
I put him.
No, I'm
I
awake.
put him to sleep.
No. I'm just looking for what you're
Yes,
talking.
Lloyd. Yes,
Because I was on top
I
chat,
do everything.
live chat.
Oh yeah, that's going to make a difference. It'll take a lot of things out. So welcome you to the stream. I appreciate you coming in. We have Mark, Flyer FPV is going to sleep. Thank you for coming in. Love my drones. Michael McReynolds, Ricky Dove, Mike Roche is in the house. There's a lot of other ones. I saw drone shots, legwork. Hey, howdy, legwork. Rick Halber, Flying with Stan. How you doing? Dewey does it. I'm so happy to see you, Dewey. So nice. Let's see. There's a lot of people in. So just, I'm so appreciative of everyone being in to watch this interview as we find out that actually Claude is broken in so many places.
And also, Val, I want to let you know you just got a subscriber tonight. Narrow Bolt Girl. She's a young girl. Her and her mother. They're from the UK. They're good friends of mine on Facebook. And she drives. They take these narrow bolts around these channels in the UK, and they put these videos out. So she sent you she subbed you because she's going to look at this. They can't do it tonight because of the time difference, but she said tomorrow she'll review it. So
Yeah, she leaves a link, then I will go in and check out.
yeah, because
I went for sure.
she subscribed you tonight because you were I saw that went up one and her YouTube channel is called the Narrow Bolt Girl, and her name is Emma. Is the daughter that does it, but her mother's kind of monitors her YouTube and her other channels. So I'm trying to watch my language here, only because I know that there's going to be a 12-year-old girl looking at this. So
Well, and let me tell you, I have my 13-year-old grandson. I have all the people in the support group. Some of them watch. So we have a kind of they lurk because they're shy to come in, and I have Boone that comes in, my grandson's best friend and stuff. So yeah, so we're just always careful here.
yeah,
But I appreciate that, Claude, and tell her I'll get her for sure.
I just brought that up because I didn't, when you know her mother watches her YouTube channel, and she has over 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. So she's got a big channel.
Cool.
And her name is Narrow Bolt Girl. If you want to look her up, she just got a drone too.
Oh, so it's narrow.
Narrow Bolt Girl. And she just added you. So if you go on your computer whenever you can, it may come up because I know I see people that add me. And I'd recommend her page because they're little. Sometimes they're 15-minute clips, but just those narrow bolts are so cool. They actually live on it year round. It has a wood stove in it, and she's boat schooled, as I guess you call it. Her name is Emma, and her ma is I got her mother's name. But let's see here. Fiona Wright is her mother, and I have her mother on my Facebook page. But yeah, they do interesting. And the daughter just got a drone, and she said she almost put it in the canal already. So they're trying to find an open area for her to learn how to fly it. So
I just gotta say, I am a little upset at Rob and Lloyd, because they're taking my job from me of trying to find this channel, but they found the channel and put the name in, or the channel in the chat for everybody. Yep, they gave a link to Narrowboat.
Yeah.
Narrowboat Girl. Ooh.
Yep, I'd highly recommend her. It's a really good channel. It's a mother and her daughter. They just do these channels, little trips around London. They go off far up as the center part of the UK and all over in these boats. They're 6.5 feet wide by 59 foot long, and they actually live on it. It's pretty cool. It's got a little diesel motor, it pushes it around and all that. So.
Yeah, and let me tell you, in that picture, her little avatar, whatever they call it, the little picture, she has the cutest puppy.
She's got 4 dogs.
Oh, geez.
Her name is Emma. Her name is Emma.
Emma. Okay, well, Emma, when you see this, know that I am now a fan. I'm a fan, and so are a lot of the other people. Now that you have a drone, I can't wait to see what you're going to do with that. It's going to be wonderful.
I was talking to her mother for a good 20 minutes tonight, and I told her I would give her a shout out to let everybody check her out. It's a good, wholesome channel. You know, it's they got 4 dogs, and you got to watch all of her videos to get it. But it's really
do that.
And she does all the editing and everything herself. That little Emma does. Her mother. So.
She's going to have to teach us then. I do editing, but I've been doing mostly live things now. So I haven't been editing as much. But thank you for bringing her to our attention. And now she's getting a drone. Ooh, it's going to be special.
What kind of drone did she get?
You know, I got to go back to my my messages in my Facebook. It's not a really popular one. Mm-hmm. I think it's like maybe a $90 or $100 drone. And I was talking to her mother today about getting into a Spark at least. I said, it wouldn't take up much room on their boat. And Emma could easily fly it, or she could, with all the GPS stuff and that in it. So her ma is actually going to check into that one. And the other one, I can't remember what it was, but they've had flyaways with it. She's trying, but I can't remember where. She told me what it was in the messages, and I thought it was, kind of cool, and because she said they're actually got a drone, and she said the only trouble is I'm trying to actually figure out where she told me, but it wasn't a very expensive drone. I think they do pretty good, but it's like her mom was telling me. Oh, here it is. She's got a.
I'm sorry, I'm giggling because Doughboy asked.
It's a
SM. Tell me if it's illegal to fly around a bald eagle's nest. And then, of course, Drone About Northwest, Russ says, Doughboy, are there eagles in it? Because I'm going to tell you something. An eagle will take your drone. And
that's where I'm worried. I wouldn't do it. But for Doughboy, just for you, the rule on animals is as long as you are not harassing the animal, you can fly around it. But you're going to have to be pretty far away from it, because to get a good shot on an eagle, you're going to be 20, 30 feet away from it. And I guarantee that's going to be harassing that animal. It's going to be, and an eagle of all animals, they will, your drone isn't, and that eagle will win.
Right. It will win. Those talons, and didn't Mr. Crowley have a hawk attack his and send his to the ground? So, Doughboy, if you have a nice one, if the eagles are flying, just don't even fly it, because they have a tendency to not like things in the sky when they're there, or think they can.
If there's no eagles in it, sorry, go ahead. Claude.
If their talons are finger length too, on most of them, so you hold your finger up, that's how long their nails are. So they'll grab those propellers and just carry the thing off. So her drone is a SMRC. It's like a folding drone. It looks almost like it's probably a knockoff. It looks almost like a Mavic that she bought.
Oh, okay. So, but the rule is as long as you're not harassing wildlife, you just can't harass wildlife. Now there's interpretation of that, but I mean, if they're in their nest and then you go close enough to it and then they're taking off and flying around, that's definitely harassing. If there's no eagles in the nest and you're just wanting to show the nest and you're 100, 200 feet away from it and there's nothing in it, there's no problem filming it.
But I still wouldn't want to put a drone here by an eagle.
I wouldn't either. Yeah, there's an osprey nest near my family cabin, and I've filmed that nest, but the osprey are not in it when I filmed it. That's the first thing I do is I kind of go up and look at like a level from a couple hundred feet away to see if they're in it, because they'll mess up a drone too, especially one the size of my Mavic Air.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'll do deer and stuff like that, but I won't. Those gray seagulls too. They don't like drones either. They'll go after them.
They don't.
One of them chased my drone the other day, like changed direction and decided to come back at my drone like from 100-something feet away. And then I was like bringing in at full speed, and this darn seagull was almost keeping up with my drone at like 35 miles an hour in sport mode.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to mess with them.
So Patrick Hollett, welcome to my channel. I just modded you, so you are going to get a whatever they call that. You're going to turn blue, and I am picking up your channel, but I don't see Muse in here anymore. I went to go do Muse, but I'm not seeing Muse. So
he had some really cool thumbnails on his channel. I don't know if you saw his channel, but that Muse guy's thumbnails were amazing looking.
So it says Muse is live now. So if he's live now, I don't know if I can pick him up now or not. So I'll give him a few minutes. If he comes back in, I'll grab him. Yeah, I usually guys, there's only like 4, 5, 6, 8, 20 rules. I'll start naming them off. I'll read them slowly. So make sure guys, we don't have racist remarks. We don't talk religion, we don't talk politics, and we're respectful to everyone in the chat, and we watch our language because we do have young people that come into our chat. And Penguin is like a 12-year-old girl also. We have a lot of different ones. So we watch what we do here, but we also have fun, don't we?
Yep.
Claude. So let's talk drones, because I'm supporting the unique brand or whatever.
Yep. Unique.
And no hitting on Valley.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Nobody wants to do that, so don't worry. So my next thing is you do the unique brand also, right?
I do unique and DJI also. I have both covered.
But you started, because you got the Spark, but you started with the unique J500. What is it?
A Q500 unique. I still actually have that drone. My first ever long distance video flight was with a unique Q500 4K.
What did you think of it?
I liked it. It doesn't have the range that when I flew it maybe 1,800 feet over a property up north. I lost range at about the last 200 feet. I lost reception and everything with it, but I did flip the switch and it come back and it was right there, and I let it land itself. So it did well that way. The Typhoon H is the one I've been flying a lot lately, only because it was crashed and I just got it back. And I like that one. That one seems to have a little more range to it. So that's a hexacopter. So
hey, Asgard. Asgard. Why do you go with Asgard? I'm just.
Hey, you know what? It's close. Potato, right?
Right. I'll just say Hugh. I'm gonna have to learn how to say his name consistently right. Can I post links? You can post a link. Yeah, a link. And the reason why I say that is we had so many posting on Raj's channel that they took a bunch of his stuff away. So anyway, I think you'll find you have a lot of new supporters too. So we're going to be watching. So then you went to there, but then you decided somewhere in there you wanted a Spark.
Yep, right here it is.
There's your baby.
There it is. This one here I found on Amazon. You got little legs that go for it.
Oh, nice.
So it sits on legs. Then in the back here, because the props fold, you can get this little piece here to put to keep the blades from flopping around. So, and I found these legs on Amazon, but yeah, I still got it. And
Wow.
there's my FAA number right there on top. So
Because there was a while when people were losing their sparks. Do you remember that? Who lost his spark, Roger? I'm gonna make him keep coming on.
I don't know. I don't know really.
You
I
don't
know
wear
a couple of
slippery
people lost some batteries. Batteries were falling off them and everything because they weren't clipped in good and all that there. So
And
Yeah,
that's what everybody was worried about with the Mavic Air.
what the issue is you see how easy the battery comes off. You push it up there, and you think, "Well, I got it," and if it hits right, it just falls off.
yeah,
Jeez.
When you put them on there, you got to make sure you hear the
The-
good solid click.
yeah.
So,
And they do sell a battery holder.
yeah, they make the aftermarket. So
Yeah.
So, and then I saw you also have Mavic Air as well, right, Claude?
right, I got a Mavic Air. I got Inspires. I got Mavics. I got about all the DJI stuff covered.
Yeah, I saw, and you have an Inspire too. That's like a dream drone right there.
Yeah, it is. But that really takes one guy can do it, but really to make it good and get good videos and everything, you almost got to have two people. Somebody just to work the camera. So, but yep, I got a whole bunch of them.
So let's say, I'm just going to ask a question. What would happen if all your drones just went away?
You mean as far as you
Yeah,
stop
if they
or
have
open
them
the
anymore.
car,
If they just disappeared.
they end up in Idaho?
I'm just saying.
They're locked up in a room in the basement.
I didn't think you'd catch that so fast. You just like, whatever. They just kind of all just flew away.
I happen to think you got my cell number. That means you can look up my address. I better.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I can look at the address. I'll be flying this park going, it just came to my house. I don't know where it's from. Scrubbing the numbers off it.
Well, that was the other thing. Ed Rickard, he's the one that actually helped me set up my YouTube channel, believe it or not. A lot of you guys know Ed Rickard. He flies FPV. He has over 100,000 subscribers.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And my numbers, what I do is I use your paint program in your computer, and I take a piece of paper, and I print them out on here. Then I use packing tape, and I stick it on there, and I stick it onto the drones with the packing tape, and I just cut it so it's enough to go around it, and that way, if I need to change a number or whatever, take it off, I can just peel it off. So, and it stays on. All my drones are done that way.
Nice.
Oh gosh, no drones? Duct tape a GoPro to a pigeon with fishing tied to its leg. Oh my gosh, Moth Man. I'm sorry. I was ready to think he was serious at first. I'm like, what? What are we doing?
Yeah,
So-
somebody said I was avoiding the question. I wasn't at all, but I already figured out what you're getting on.
Yeah, he knew. He knew. I was
About all
like,
my,
if you weren't mad, then I was going to say, Russ, can you slip on over there and grab me some drones?
Hey, only if I got to keep the Inspire. I mean, no, I'm not going to do that. Come on.
Typhoon out of there. So let me ask you a question. You know, it's been said that, are you doing FPV at all yet?
no, I you know what? I don't want to put money into something like that just to crash it. And I'd rather just stay with what I got, my aerial photography stuff and all that. FPV is cool. I like watch Ed Rickard. He's crazy. If you go to his YouTube page, he does a lot of FPV stuff.
See, I was told that if you do FPV, your channel's really not going to grow. But considering Ed Rickard has over 100,000 subscribers, that grew.
But he is also supported by DJI. He has a website page, and you can go to click on the link, and it takes you to DJI, and he gets a little cutback from every time somebody buys a drone through his YouTube channel. So,
So it's
Yeah.
an affiliate link, right? But
Right.
that's just an affiliate link. I mean,
Right.
well, it's good to have DJI.
he does these FPV drones too, and You just everybody wants that stuff. Just go to his site. He's a crazy pilot. He flies them through his house and out the door, and he's sitting in the house, just standing there in the doorway and flying out around his house and coming back in with them. And I'm going, what the heck? I can't do that.
Mothman. LOL, I'm here all week.
You know, the funny thing about what Mothman said about the pigeon is when I was a kid, maybe that was my first drone, but when I was a kid, we would take yellow jackets. They're a type of wasp, and we would put them in the freezer for about 7 or 8 minutes, just so that they would, like, because they kind of go dormant, and we would tie fishing line to them, and like really really thin weight fishing line to them, and then they would wake up and they'd start flying around. You could hold the fishing line and walk them like you're walking a dog or whatever. We used to actually do that as kids.
Russ.
Yeah.
That is answering a lot of questions I had on you.
It was fun though. And then eventually they would get, mad or whatever eventually. And the fishing line wasn't really tied too heavily or hard on them. So once they finally started fighting, they'd just fight out of it or whatever and go. But when they first start flying, they're just kind of like, the fishing line is sagging. It's like, and then after about a minute or whatever, they'd be like, and then they're out. But,
where are you in Michigan?
And I'm in Grand Rapids, the west side of Michigan. My address is 99679 945th on some street there.
On some street there.
Brown said he's in White Lake, and he said you guys should get together and go flying sometime.
Yeah, he's up north of Muskegon, where he's at.
Okay,
he's about 40 minutes from me.
That isn't too bad.
Yeah, but I go by there. I have my house up in Ludington. He probably knows where Ludington is. That's where our house is. But how I got into the hobby was we used to have the Thunder Nationals here in Grand Rapids, the monster truck races. And for 12 years, I did the RC car shows for them. We take ramps down there. I had tracks and stuff. I had Revos and stuff like that. I had 35 of them at one time here. And I used to do that. And I decided I wanted to get into flying, so I bought an airplane. And I did that for a while, a Nexstar 40. Then I went to RC helicopters, and I had a Thunder Tiger Raptor 90, they call it. And that was a $2,000 helicopter.
Wow.
Helicopter, and I flew that for a few years. And it was just so hard, excuse me, to find some place to fly it. So I just got rid of it. So then the guy bought it from me, and 2 months later he crashed it and destroyed it. So
I don't think it's as hard to catch as we would like to think, because I kind of hit mine. I was going through the ladder like for the 5th time, and then I hit my little props.
Well, those Raptors don't have altitude hold, GPS, or anything. They have a kind of a gyro unit that controls them. But you set them at the altitude, and you're working on sticks all the time to fly them. So they use a 7-channel radio. So if you can fly, so I did that for a few years, but then I guess I just sold it and got rid of it. So
which of your drones is your favorite now?
Right now, at this moment, is my Typhoon.
Your Typhoon? I was wondering if it was probably going to be between the Typhoon or the Air, probably.
Right now, because my latest video I just put up on YouTube here, where I was flying over the park area, and I went down. If you look down, there's a police car sitting in there, just sitting there. And I went down, I turned, and I went down, went over, went down the river, and come back. And by the time I landed, he come over and he come right over where I landed and was talking to me. And I know what he was kind of doing. He saw it in the air, because I was the veterans home across the street from me. They're redoing it, so I thought, well, I'll go over there and get some footage, and I give it to one of the local TV guys here. I went up there and I was doing that. Well, he come over and he ended up just asking a whole lot of questions, and he didn't really bug me about it, so it was all good. But typically that park there, they'll let you fly the drones, because I'm away from the hospital helipad and all that. It's in our area. Yes.
Yeah. I've had 2 cops talk to me when I was flying my drones, and both of them were more they weren't really worried about what I was doing. They were more just curious of, oh, well, how does it do this? And oh, wow, that's cool. It does that. And that's all they're doing.
Well, that's what he did. And I said, well, I had the ground station in my hand and I was getting ready to go up again. And I said, here, you want to try it and put it in the air? And he says, I'm not taking the liability for it. He says, I'll just watch it. So we stayed there for 2 minutes and watch it. You know, I showed him how it worked and all that. He was pretty cool about it. So
Yeah.
I found out that more and more people like in the area that they know I go there a lot because it's close by and it's a place to fly them. And they call me the drone guy down there because they all know me. So even the guy who takes care of the park there, the city guy, he knows who I am, and he says, just go ahead and have fun. I don't care, you know.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
Yeah, what you should have told them is, hey, fly. I mean, it's not like it has a camera on it, or I have a YouTube channel, and people won't see you while you're on shift flying a drone.
Yeah. Well, if you look the video, it looks, you can see the highway, that video there, but you'll see when I'm flying down there, you'll see us cruiser sitting there. It's like a little speed trap, and it says police on the side of it if you look really close. And I turned and went around, and I come back, and he just stopped in there and he wanted to check it out. He thought it was really interesting. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm waiting for like my neighbors to get mad at me flying around my backyard. I think as soon as school's out, I'm going to start flying at the school because they have a lot of space when they're not playing soccer, football, tennis.
Well, actually, one of my videos, I don't remember where it's on YouTube. There's a school that my son went to, and I went up there and I took the Mavic Air and I flew around over there. I flew the whole, like the football practice area they have there and over the park and back with it. And I took that up there, and like you say, I don't fly around school during school session. I just stay out of there.
Right. Yeah. I guarantee you they get pretty angry if we were out there flying while they were in session.
Well, plus, I mean, it's not allowed.
Right, exactly.
But what is it, an hour and a half after any school is in session or any school activities are going on or whatever is.
Right, yeah. If I go up there, it'd be like on a Saturday afternoon or something when there's nobody around. But
right. So you've kind of worked your way through hobbies and stuff. I think the drone thing is going to stick though because you like being in the air.
Oh yeah. Anybody that flies a drone is know it's like my YouTube channel started because I had to have some place to put the videos. You know, it's like right here. There's a video set. There's 2 videos sitting in there, and you had to have some place to go with them. I didn't want to bury them in a computer and all that, so I thought, well, I'll make a channel. I've had this channel for 5 years, but I have another YouTube channel. It just uses my name, and actually, I got on the Canadian Drone Hub chat with it one day, and Roger didn't know who it was. And the difference between that channel and this one is one letter in my email. Because I went to log on, I hit the wrong one, and I made a whole new YouTube channel. So, but
now let's be true, Claude. You went on there and you were messing with Roger, huh?
I was trolling.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would.
I'll never forget when Roger went to the doctors or something. I forget, but something didn't work, and he came on my stream as Roger Martin, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't think so," and I kicked his butt out, and then he comes back on. It's me. Kicked him out again. I'm like, it's not Roger. Kim goes later. It is. Stop kicking him out.
Hey, well, I'd hate to cut out, guys, but I got to it's my turn to cook dinner, so I got to get it started. So thank you for having me on, Claude. It was great talking to you. Val, have a good night. Everybody in chat, have a good night. And Roger, we'll talk to you later as well.
Thank you, Russ.
Yep. See you, Val. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, what I'll probably do with my other channel is do more flying videos on that one. So
yeah,
use it for that. So
see, I think that would be a great idea. I really do. I did a separate channel because somewhere in my crazy world that I have going here, I thought that I could do 2 channels. And so I have 2 channels. and there's just no way I could do it. I just can't. I just don't. I mean, I guess if someone said I'll shoot you or do 2 channels, I do 2. But I have a second channel, but I just haven't been able to really get it going.
Well, you know, that's a problem. You know, you like here, you know, you I keep losing it. I'm watching something else. I'm starting to lag. But no, I was watching the chat, and then and it was you were popping up, not saying nothing. But you know, it's like to upload and even the simple editing that I do on the videos. You know, you got 6 or 8 hours worth of your time just you know in a 5-minute video. So you know, then you got to decide. Well, what do I do? You know, concentrate over here or there. You know, so for now, I'll just stay with this one until I figure out you know how I'm going to do the other ones. But I made it. I might as well use it at some point.
Right, right, right. Yeah, you know, I've been looking at all the channels that we have on here, and I got to tell you, these camera drones you're flying are beautiful.
Yeah, I that's the other issue is I've learned well, it's like the typhoon and all that. I YouTube, you know, you can find anything in here. I learned how to get my settings and get in my settings. It's even the Mavic Air. I learned how to slow the gimbal tilt down and all that because you can slow it down. You can put I'm trying to think of what they call it, but you can make it where it isn't so twitchy making turns. You can slow that down where it's gradual and all that in your settings. So, and you know, I learned how to do a lot of that through YouTube. So,
Yeah, I got to tell you, I watch everything to get me going through YouTube. I
Lloyd,
have to.
Lloyd just popped up and says, "Wow, you found a way to shut Val up."
And I'm not going to strike back because I love Grumpy. I wouldn't call him a liberal. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. Oh my God, I'm all by myself with my liberalness. Come on, Grumpy, you know you want to join me in this.
And
Hey,
don't
UFO, how you doing tonight? I didn't see you come in.
and don't forget to go to Rogers Teespring and get some shirts and mugs ordered.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, yes. And Roger, do you want to put the link in, please? Because I have the 2 different mugs, right? But I don't have a T-shirt yet. And now I got to get a hold of Wolf and make sure he received his T-shirt and his hoodie because he should have got them both.
Wait till tomorrow, Val.
Yeah,
I want to surprise him. So
yes.
Well, this was supposed to have been here Monday and it showed up yesterday. So,
Really?
yeah.
You know what? I don't know how to make that any better. I was even going on looking at hats. I've been researching hats, and yeah, it's such a pain. Such a pain.
I mean, I ordered it and I said it will get here and it gets here. You know, so
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm having to do now. I just have to forget about it and
Yeah.
wait for it to come in. I'm looking through. Does anyone have any questions for Claude? Burning questions that you need to know now. Because I got him locked in a room and he can't go anywhere.
what's the furthest you've flown with your plane?
2,700 miles, and that's obviously there's fuel stops because you know, and also restroom stops. You know, you can have a thing in the plane to go potty with, but you know,
But I mean, you did 2,700 miles straight, or you back and forth?
one way.
One way. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
God, Lloyd. Oh my God, Lloyd. Lloyd wants to know where you got your hair cut.
Oh, Lloyd. Lloyd wants to know that. Tell him come on over. I'll show him. I'll have him meet my barber.
Oh no. Oh no.
Come on over. I'll shave your head.
Oh my God, that's too funny. I need to go and find.
That's
I'm sorry.
that's uh, that's like 10 minutes in the shower. I'm done. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know why every time I try to hit on something, it goes somewhere else. That didn't even make sense. So sorry about that, guys. So I'm going to here. Oh, now where am I? Don't say anything, Roger. Don't make fun of me. I know you're thinking about it. Who is all squeaky tonight?
Who's what?
Who is all squeaky?
Oh, not me.
There's only one person left.
Lloyd, if you want, you can get some Vegemite, rub on your head, and I'll shave it off. You can have a Vegemite instead of shave cream.
Okay, it's Claude. He's squeaky.
Hey, Paul Murray. Yes, everybody, please hit that like button. Thank you. Don't be shy. It's free.
Sorry, I'm doing something, guys. I'm going to see if it works. And if it doesn't, I apologize now. Yeah, I don't think it worked. Okay, so I won't say anything. So Claude, what do you see as your next big thing that you're going to be doing?
Personally, my next major thing is going to be going to work and saying, "Hey, everybody, I've had enough, and I'm out of here, and I'm going to start a new part of my life." And we're planning on traveling. We're going to go across the United States and going to Vancouver, get on a cruise ship, and going into Alaska and stuff. So,
Oh, cool.
Oh man, you're going to love that.
yep, and that'll be their next chapter of our life. As far as like drones, right now there's nothing out there you really need. So, but that's my ultimate thing was take a road trip and go across country and just see what's in the United States and even go in through Idaho and up and around
Oh yeah, absolutely. Come here.
and so that's gonna be our next my next really big thing, then moving out of this house because this house is we're selling it to my son, so we're gonna move out of this house and move up there permanently and live. So
Up to your second house.
yeah, it's in Ludington. Actually, in my videos, I got a video I posted taking off from my front yard up there and going out into the woods, our little house. But we're going to get this summer, we're getting a metal roof put on it. We're going to get a garage put up probably next year and all that. So get it ready to move into completely. So that's
Oh,
ultimately
wow.
that's ultimately where we're gonna end up staying, which is an hour. It's an hour and a half drive from this doorstep to that door. So
Yeah, Asgard, I sent you an email, by the way. Kim Furball is in the house. How you doing? So, did this accident cause any other, like, usually you don't have an accident like you had,
right.
and you come out of it and have no kind of repercussion. I mean, you've been exercising, you're probably eating better, all those things, but
There is an issue. When they did the CAT scan, they went from my top of my head to my neck and from my neck down my pelvis. They found out I did have a brain and 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 my
which is important,
C5 and C6 discs in my neck
right down in here,
are,
yeah.
are deteriorating, and so you used to play around. People get you neck holds. You don't want to do that with me because it'll absolutely hurt me, and I'll probably end up killing you over it. But right now, even here, like, I get a little bit of pain in my neck. That's why you notice I put my head down only because it feels better. But that's the only really thing that the accident amplified something that was already there. So
Not good.
So this was already going on.
it was there, but when you're in that car and it's bouncing around and rolling, your head is whipping back and forth. You don't realize it. Your head is going back and forth in the car, and your neck is twisting, it's going all like that, and your head's going forward and all that. So it just made existing problem a little worse. So
Oh, geez. Oh, geez. So, are any of your other anything else deteriorating? Yeah, I know we're getting older, so let's pass that. Just get past that joke.
you're
But
gonna see. I can go up. You can't see my nice jammy bottoms, but I can go like this, and I have no issues with my back or anything like that. So
nice.
my back is all good. Because I went to get a physical because I drive trucks occasionally for work, and she says put your hand on your hips and pivot back and forth, and I started doing that. She says you don't need this physical. So
Really? Wow, that's kind of nice, right?
yeah, I've never had back issues. I knock on wood. My back issues. My wife now. I'm getting older. I'm starting to get like a little bit of bursitis in my hips and stuff. My wife's got it, so that's just part of age. But other than that, it doesn't. I get around it. So
Well, I tell you, Claude, you're simply amazing. You know, I was in an accident when I was 18. Someone hit the side of my car, and they told me just when they were saying I had this thing in my brain, they go, "Oh, by the way, you have a lot of they thought I was there because of all the arthritis in my neck," and I'm like, "What?
yeah,
What are you telling me?" Let's get back to the brain stuff because I'm understanding what you're saying. Arthritis,
yeah.
but evidently from that
Lloyd,
car accident.
yeah. Lloyd just commented, but retracted. He says, Claude, how do you stream? I know what he's talking about. It works well, Lloyd.
Oh my gosh. Lloyd, Lloyd. Okay, Roger. Naughty corner for Lloyd. Needs to go in the corner. Oh my gosh. I'm starting a rumor. Lloyd's a liberal now. Kim Dave. Oh, okay. Century, did your box arrive? Oh, I want a box. Don't send me empty boxes, guys. I get so excited when I have a box. I'd be so sad. Rip it open. Nothing.
Yeah, remember,
Oh, go ahead.
a 13 or 14-year-old girl is going to look at this tomorrow with her mother. So I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, be nice. Because we have to be nice on my channel. We can be terrible on other channels. No, I like having a good chat. I think it's better. May it be soggy and horrible. Oh, the fields? Okay, Kim. I don't know where Kim is in the conversation. He's just so random. Right, Roger?
He's like that in real life too.
I need to see an architect in 2 weeks' time. They are turning me into RoboCop. Oh, that might be nice. Because did you have to get any bolts and anything put in?
When I broke my leg the first time, this leg here, you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it. Actually, see a divot right there.
Yeah.
And I got a titanium rod that goes to my knee to ankle, and I got 4 screws in it still.
Does that ever bother you?
It's a weather knee. When it gets cold or damp, my knee hurts.
Oh,
But I run with it and everything else. It doesn't bother me.
oh my gosh. So you are kind of like a RoboCop.
I was riding dirt. I had a dirt bike at the time, and
Yeah.
I was riding back to our place up from the trails to our house up north, and I went around this 90 corner, and there was a Chevy Astro van coming barreling down the trail. Well, I went to the right. Next thing I'm laying on the ground. The van's up into the woods, and my bike is laying behind the van, my dirt bike. And I was laying on my back, looked, my foot was flopped over. My leg was broken 3 places. The fibula and the tibula were the tibula. I think it's the big bone that was broke. The fibula is a smaller bone next to it. That was broken 2 places. So my leg was flopped over. So
Oh my gosh. Michael McReynolds, thanks for coming in. I know you had a lot of choices tonight, but we so appreciate you choosing this stream to come in and just be with us. So bye, Michael. So Michael's had some horrendous health things going on. I mean, so many of our guys have, and you're so lucky. I hate to say that, Claude. I know you probably don't feel like terribly lucky, but
Yeah.
you're doing so good.
Yeah, my left leg's actually, I think, a half inch shorter than my right now.
Is it for real?
That's a difference. But
Uh,
when I walk to this day, I have a little bit of a limp still from it. But
so can they put something in your shoe?
well, you can get a heavier sole, but I just have a little bit of a limp. It's no big deal. The doctor says that you know you basically live with it. But you know,
Doesn't that bother you when you're running?
actually no, because you think about it, you're bouncing from one foot to the other, so the odd foot doesn't
Uh,
really bother you. But
so my friend has that, and she puts like this insert in her shoe that lifts her about a quarter of an inch,
right,
so that so she doesn't get out of joint.
right. No, it doesn't seem to bother me when I run. I got the area where the break is. If I was to stand up, you'd see I don't know what you call it, where the skin kind of bulges out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I do when I run, I have to put something like a support sock over that area, just because that annoys me. It doesn't hurt; it just annoys you when it's bouncing. When you're running. So,
So Lloyd is extending you membership to his Gimpy group, Claude,
was that
his new group.
his new live chat program? It's called the Gimpy Group.
Gimpy group. You have to have a leg short or something to be able to join it.
Well,
So
be
your
careful.
luck is again spot on.
Well, be careful with saying about my short legs and that around Lloyd.
Hey, Drone Evolution, how you doing? We are happy to see you here tonight. So, Claude, when is your next run?
June 8th. It's in Ludington, Michigan. It's called the Ludington Lakeside Stride, and it's actually for of all things, it's a religious organization that puts it on. So, and it's June 8th, and I leave the starting line at 8:10 in the morning.
So, what's the name of it?
The Ludington Lakeside Stride.
And how far is it?
Well, this year it's going to be. Last year I did 5, and if you go to their page, they'll list the runners and their times. If you go to their the Ludington Lakeside Strides webpage, they'll list the runners, like, which I would be on there, and they'll list my start, the time I left and the time I got back. So, and
Oh, wow.
Dave's performance footwear is up there, and he's the one that took the pictures of us coming across the line. He's up there, and they end up on his Facebook page, and so he'll be up there taking photos. Everybody crosses the lines and during the race and stuff. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I like it when they put the times. In both of mine, they put the times in. But I think in both of the marathons, one it took me 6 hours, and the other one, because I'd hurt my leg, a tendon in my leg, I was dragging it behind me. That took me 8 hours.
My first run, I did it in 41 minutes and some odd seconds, and that was, I come in my age group, because they kind of group you. I come in 7 out of 11 people. So every year I just try to, I want to move up maybe one spot. I'm not greedy. I don't want to win it. I just want to move up one spot. So that's what I do.
Let me just say, the first run, I had a 75-year-old man pass me. And I was like, well, I'm still making it in 6 hours. And I didn't walk at all. It ended up being pretty slow jog, but I got across it. The second one, the guy who had a double or triple bypass passed me. But that's when I was dragging my leg behind me, just trying to finish. So
Right.
I guess that's okay. But yeah, I was like the absolute last.
That's the big thing about doing these. It ain't about, I mean, these medals, like this is from last year's. These medals you get, they give them to you no matter how you finish. So it's just kind of cool. I just collect them. So
They gave me a medal and a cold potato.
they give you, I get a medal.
Did you not? I came running by there. They were taking everything down. My daughter was with me, and she was not as pleased with me as she could have been, because I was hurting, right? And I'd had a turtle shot or whatever it's called, to try to get the pain to go, but it didn't help. It took us 8 hours, but she stuck with me, so that was kind of nice.
Right.
But all they had left was a cold potato, and they gave me my medal, but they were taking everything down all around me, and I was like, "This is what I get for this run is a cold potato."
What
Well,
they
that
did,
sucks.
what they do there is when you last year now we crossed the line and you're all got to work yourself down and they got a tent there. We go over the tent. They have bananas sitting there and cookies and waters and stuff to drink.
Okay, so that was different than my experience because what I got was where the hell have you been? 2 bike cops behind me trying to push me forward, and then I was handed the potato.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing about this one too, because your number placards that I had on, I actually still got them around here somewhere, and they got the little transponder in it. So as you cross the line, there's a guy with a clipboard, and he says, "Okay, he's here." And at the end of the race, they sit there and they look at the clipboard. Did anybody not finish? Then they have to go out and look for him. So
Well, and let me tell you, I was not a small girl. I'm smaller now than I was when I ran that darn race, right?
mhm.
And so I think they were just afraid that I toppled over.
Yeah.
At the local McDonald's. I don't know which one they thought I was at, but yeah.
I told my doctor I do this, and she says my doctor, she's just finished her got her license, so she's really young, and she says, "Well, that's amazing. You got to keep doing it. A lot of guys your age, they don't want to do anything. They just want to sit." And I said, "Well, I want to be busy, so."
Hey, so JDS is in the house, and we have Wakey has come in. Of course, the name I can't pronounce, so I always call him UFO Builder, is in the house. Canadian Drone Hub, the Inner Palace, Mine, Furball, and a lot of you other guys, Mars. Thank you guys for all coming in. We're going to keep going because I'm not going to get over that cold potato. But I didn't get a banana. I didn't get a flippin' Snicker bar. Nothing.
Well, we did that. Plus, there's a place up here called the House of Flavors in Ludington. Everybody likes to go to. We especially. We go over there and we get a discount because we just ran the race too. So we get done the race, we go over there and end up with ice cream and stuff.
That was not my experience. My experience was when the cops went by, they tried to push me with their foot. They go, "We found him." Get him fine. So you had a totally different experience than mine.
That's why I do it every year. We did another one. We did the walk for
Good job, dogs. Bella's running again. Grumpy.
We did the walk for Alzheimer's. It was me, my wife. Actually, the pictures are on my Facebook if you want to dig around for them. And it was me, my wife, and my daughter. And it was a 1 mile walk. And I figured, it's going to be really cool. I'm going to go up there. We're going to do this. We paid I paid like $50 a piece for us to do this. And just to walk around the park on a sidewalk. You go back, yay, I did it. And I said, that's it. I don't want to do that no more.
Well, and let me tell you, did they give you water all along the way?
They had water stops on the way.
Yeah, they put mine all down about where was that, around mile 15? The water just flipping disappeared. Disappeared. Then my ex got lost, and he was supposed to bring me water. So my son comes up and he hands me something. I was running with my daughter. And the whole time, I think I look like a gazelle, even though I'm dragging my foot behind me. And then my son took video. I looked like a turtle hunched over, like I was on my last leg.
When you run there, it's like the big, like races they do. You run there, there's somebody hand you a glass, you drink it, and you just throw it on the ground, keep going. Then they go around, they pick up all the glasses and get rid of them for you. So
okay, so my experience was different. I was considering going and getting water out of the river, and it wouldn't. I was so thirsty.
Freaking Grumpy says, "Send out the cadaver dogs." Val's
running. Right? I know there's no water. There was no candy bars. I ended up with just a potato and lake water or river water. I'm like, what happened? And they go, well, I guess they had a rule. If you're not over the finish line by hour 8, they're done. They're done 8 hours. But I hit it at 8:02.
They couldn't wait 2 minutes, huh?
They couldn't. I'm telling you, everything was going down.
Yeah.
You keep my potato hot.
Everybody hit that
Yeah.
like button, please. Thank you.
Yeah, we got into this with we have some really good friends that live up behind our place. Matter of fact, I did a video there. It's called Scott's Cabin. It's on my YouTube, and they want his wife is a runner, so she got us to doing this, and we've been doing it ever since. So
Well, evidently, no, if you come over on time, they treat you really nice and you get more than a potato. You actually get sour cream and all kinds of stuff to go on your potato.
I can actually say that there was people that finished after me,
Yeah,
so I was happy with that. So
nobody, no. And then to top it off, because my experience was so different than yours, I went on my computer and they had a chat going, and the guy's going, "Well, at least you weren't last." The guy with the bypass. So I just typed in, "No, that would have been me."
well, our friend, his wife's name is Tammy. She was in. Actually, she's standing there when we're crossing the line. She's got the black pants on, and she was standing there. I didn't realize she was there, and she was back like 10 minutes before we got there. So she's a lot faster runner than we are, obviously.
Oh,
I never noticed that she was standing in the picture until I brought it up one day. She's standing. You barely see her. She got her hands on her hip. That's his wife.
I see her.
Oh, I didn't know she was standing there.
Oh,
That's his
God.
wife. We thought we thought we were doing so well. Nope.
What? Above and Beyond? Name drop. Yes. Did you read that?
It's above beyond.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and finish this interview and then we'll, Roger, can you go look that up and see what's going on?
Yeah.
Thank you. So we'll get some answers above and beyond. You know, it doesn't surprise me because a lot of those YouTubers kind of getting attacked. I bet you he's up within 24 hours. Yeah, so he doesn't have deceptive practices. I don't even know what they're talking about. But
Yeah.
okay, so when I went, yeah, so that kind of caught me off guard. Sorry, guys.
Well, that's fine. That sucks because he's not that bad of a guy. I've watched a couple of his things, you know.
No. He's fine, and all those guys are really nice, and I like his wife Zinnia. He was live too. Oh, when they did it, gosh, what's up, Al? Thought I would drop by. Thank you, guys. Hey, if you get a chance, go ahead and drop a like. I'd appreciate it. We'll let Claude know that we're watching him. We've been doing pretty good tonight, and I am really sorry if all this stuff is actually happening. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm just so sad about everything that's going on within this platform. I tell you what, if you want to be mean to people and do those kind of things and try to take people down, I just got to tell you, it says more about the person doing it than the person that's being done to. Right? That's what I think. I can beg all I want. Nell, go get a snack. Go tell Wakey get you a snack right now. Woof woof. That's Wakey's dog. That's all right. Get up, Wakey. Go get your dog a snack. Be a good boy.
Well, they're going to interview the RC sailors. They're pretty cool too. They got a cute Yorkie dog. I follow them on here too.
I got to tell you, between running my channel, being on the chat in the morning with Roger, which I told him we do, and we've been doing this since the beginning of time, it seems, and doing everything else, I'm just slowly running out of time for everything else. She's stuffing her face already, Val. Good. Yeah, listen to Val. She will slap you. So, I don't know, Claude. I want to run again. My experience just seems to be very different than yours. And I want to say, I was even wearing those legging thingies because I heard that if they squeeze enough, they make you run faster.
Less air resistance.
Right? Yeah, that comment was for you, Grumpy, because I know you like the spandex. Sorry, I know kids are watching. My grandson's going to call me. What exactly did that mean, Grandma? Just I was wearing running shorts. Oh, who is this? Paul? Paul, Paul finally got my link. I always bring Paul in at the end. You finally got it, huh?
Hey, Paul.
Hello, everybody. Claude, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
But that's okay. We can
Paul, can you say hi?
my running career. What?
I can't hear Paul.
Hello.
No,
Can you hear me,
Paul.
Roger?
Is he talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Is he
Oh,
ever not talking? I bring him on because he's full of conversation.
Hold on. I can't hear.
I'll pull out. I'll come back in.
Okay, come back in.
No, Roger. Is it? Maybe it's me, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Paul keeps breaking up, but that could be we're talking over him too.
I think we're talking over him. Oh, spandex laws should be enforced. They weren't. All I can say is I'm gonna tell you, I was feeling pretty spiffy in mine, running until I realized I was running almost like a turtle. There was no energy left in me on those last couple miles. I'm just surprised that I could have made it across. It was just tenacity and my unwillingness to stop, but I should have stopped. I did hurt myself by doing it.
I'd like to say too, thank you. I'm up to 210 people now.
Where were you when you started?
I can't hear anybody. That's
at-
not bad, is it?
At 400, I'll eat the gel off Spam.
Ooh. No.
I'll do it live.
Don't do it, Claude. Don't do it.
Yep.
I'll slap you. Watch out. Oh my God. The physics don't apply to spandex, apparently. They don't. But they don't make you run faster either. They should have made me run faster. But they did not.
The laws of physics don't apply to spandex, apparently. Lloyd.
Yeah, there's, what can I say? What can I say?
Apparently Lloyd wears them, so he's just not saying.
Winning runs. Just pushes the lumps elsewhere. Yes, and that's what it's supposed to do. Gross, don't do it. Yeah, I was saying don't do it. Okay, let's see. Can you hear us now? Uh-oh.
Paul's chair's empty. He's probably getting a brownie.
Hey, Roger?
Roger's not here. He didn't come back yet. Oh, there he is.
Roger, do you hear us?
Val,
Yeah,
speak.
I am speaking. You still can't hear us?
Nope.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Okay.
I think it's Paul.
Oh, what the going on? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think it was you, Roger. I think it was Paul was cutting in and out. But I think when you talk over people, it does that. So.
They go out to the grass, but I do. That's a tomorrow job, you know.
Okay, we're gonna wash the room for bathrooms.
No, I can't hear Val. That's for sure.
Yeah, that
Hey,
was
Val? No, I
Paul
can't
was
hear.
talking. I think I knocked.
Lord.
So go out
Okay.
one more time and let me.
I'll be in the chat for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. I feel bad about that. Roger has a life side gallop. Sometimes he gets caught. Oh my God. Wakey, you're on fire tonight. What happened? Oh my gosh.
Looks like we lost Paul too. No, he's.
Yeah.
I just see an icon. I don't see his picture. So.
Yeah, I think I lost Paul. So Paul, I only got like 10 minutes left. I'll catch you on the flip side there, Paul. He won't be able to come back in, so Roger can come in. Sorry, Paul. I'll catch you. I'll catch you again. He's having trouble with their stream. Yeah. Oh, Canadian Drone Hub Roger. Post is having trouble with their stream. Have you heard from Andrew? Yeah, someone said he was taken down, but I don't know if that's what's happening. I never know. So, but I'm sure he'll be back. Hey, Kim, can you tell Roger that I went ahead and sent Paul? Paul, please don't be mad at me, but I knew you weren't on, so I think it's okay. Gary Foster, not yet. I will not phone him. He must be. Yeah. Canadian Drone Hub, come back in. Try to come back in, okay? We'll try again. So one thing I have to tell you, I'm gonna have to leave pretty much smack on the 7th because I left my daughter with Mary, who she's never watched, and that's who the gal said could take my place. That's kind of worrisome. So I'm a little worried about Mary. Because if she throws her diaper, I'm not sure what my daughter's going to do. I'm probably going to, yeah, it's probably going to be mad at me. Hey, Roger, let's see. Is mine stuck now? Because we're doing fine, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, we're doing fine.
Yeah. So, oh my God. Okay, that's kind of stupid looking. I mean, don't want to hurt your feelings, Claude.
Well, Lloyd does. Lloyd wants me to wear a hat because he says all the bald-headed people out there.
Oh my gosh, is that what Lloyd said? Lloyd, he forgot to change his hearing.
He said it was earlier. He said that.
Oh, nice hat. Metro said nice hat. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Gary Foster. Yeah, told them he was taken down midstream. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, Roger, can you hear me?
Yep. Paul?
What?
Claude, can you speak? Can you say something?
Hello, Roger. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, good.
I hate to do this, but Paul was busy, so I went ahead and ejected him. I know, but we're going to have to figure out what's happening with all the channels, why it tells someone they can't hear and lets other people hear. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I do not know what's going on.
I got a little screen on here. It says, rate this video and audio quality.
Don't do it.
It's got 5 stars, so I'm going to click 1. There.
Hey, hold on. What's crazy about the hat we have, grown men playing with hand puppets. Okay. But it is kind of funny, right? Uh-oh. I'm almost
That's Beduga's t-shirts he got made.
with Calvin.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hello out there. How is everybody tonight?
John to the puppets, guys. We've been thrown to the puppets. Hi. Hey, I resemble that remark.
Yes. Yeah, Metro Jones is a DJ.
Did. Oh, but Pulse's channel's still there, but live stream got taken down. Okay. Live stream, yeah, okay. I thought you said live stream, and I started thinking, what are they doing over there? So okay, but the channel's still there. But for whatever reason, they don't have the live stream.
They probably shut him down from live streaming for a while then, probably.
Oh my gosh. Andrew's going to be losing his mind.
Yeah, I'm not going to phone him.
No. He'll come and tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
But he actually has representatives.
Yeah.
Who can help him take care of it in a matter of moments.
Yeah.
I think last time they're only taking down 24 hours. It's that whole attack thing that's been happening with some of the channels.
Well, trolls.
I got to perform with Jeff Dunham back in the early 90s. He's funny with all his puppets. I like him. I did his stream last night talking for about 1 hour. Then I realized my sound was beautiful.
Oh, you serious? Oh, man.
My last live stream,
oh my God.
I got a troll, and he started out really nice, commenting on one of my drones. He said he's been with me from the start. Then he says, I really don't care. And he says, I'm sick of hearing you drone about drones. So I went to his page. He had no content, so I immediately blocked him. So.
You did good. You're good.
Oh, thank you, Mars, for letting us know that.
Lloyd.
I know. I just don't know what to do with Lloyd.
Yeah.
Or do you think 80mm whoop motors would work in the H36 whoop with factory board? You know, Kim, you act like this is a drone channel. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay.
Yeah, Mars, if that ever happened to me, I pity the guy's gonna phone me up and ask me what's happening.
I know, right? Right? I mean, you gotta, you know, this is some crazy stuff happening on YouTube right now.
You see what Lloyd said? Somebody loves streams, and there are
Yeah.
other channels on the Pornhub along with Val's life.
That's right.
I saw that. I saw that, and paybacks are hard on Lloyd because he's gonna get something coming to him. Here, right here, hello. Right.
Lloyd, you're getting a timeout.
Hey guys, I gotta go because I gotta get back
Okay.
to my gal. Mary, make sure my daughter has not been hit with whatever is gonna be flying across that room.
Yeah,
And I love you. Hey Claude.
I got work tomorrow, so
Yeah, stay with me just 1 minute, okay?
I will.
Okay, guys, Gary Foster, thanks for coming in. Mars, Lloyd, Robert, thank you so much. Paul, Metronomes, I'm ignoring some of the things. If anyone's saying,
It
yeah,
looks like Val's leather life was taken down.
guys, I'll just say goodbye to everybody. I love you. You know it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the views. I just so appreciate it. And Claude is just fascinating, isn't he? Who knew? Who knew that we have like a triathlon on here? I had no idea. Okay, guys, I love you. You take
Bye,
care.
everybody in the chat. Take care.
See y'all later.